The night that ended in massive explosions began with a series of failures. And today, the Transportation Safety Board released its final report into Canada's worst rail accident in modern history. The mayor of Lac-Mégantic, Quebec, calls it an enlightened look at an unspeakable situation. The TSB found 18 separate factors contributed to the accident last July, which killed 47 people.
Take any one of them out of the equation, and this accident may not have happened.
Using computer animation, the TSB walked through its sometimes chilling findings about why the train carrying crude oil started to roll and derailed at high speed in the center of the town.
Railway rules require that handbrakes alone must be capable of holding a train, and this must be verified by a test. That night, however, the locomotive air brakes were left on during the test, meaning the train was being held by a combination of handbrakes and air brakes. It also gave the false impression that the handbrakes alone were enough.
In addition to finding cause and placing blame, the board also makes recommendations into how to prevent something like this from happening again. The CBC's Thomas Degla is back in Lac-Mégantic tonight and has more. Thomas.
Well, David, people here in Lac-Mégantic suspected all along that the Montreal, Maine and Atlantic Railway and Transport Canada both could have done more to prevent this disaster. And today the TSB agreed. More than a year after the tragedy, it's an eerie sight. Trains still running through the heart of Lac-Mégantic. Some rail cars bearing the name of the company that so many here blame for the disaster.
Some people still angry, you know.
Today, the TSB said Montreal, Maine and Atlantic Railway had a weak safety culture.
A short-line railway running its operations at the margins, choosing to lower the track speeds rather than invest more in infrastructure, cutting corners on engine maintenance and training.
Earlier this year, 3 railway employees and the company itself were charged with negligence in connection with the disaster. But today, the TSB was careful not to blame individuals.
I understand there's a natural inclination to blame people, but we have found in our investigations that that doesn't help to advance transportation safety.
What's more, the board says federal regulators were aware the railway made big changes to how it operated, like reducing staff on this particular train to a one-person crew. And the report finds Transport Canada didn't address the risks.
The federal government has not been ensuring public safety, which is one of the #1 obligations of any government.
Since the disaster last summer, the TSB has issued 3 recommendations for Transport Canada to beef up railway safety. Today, 2 more recommendations for Transport Canada. First, to add more safety features so unattended trains can't roll away. And second, to keep a closer eye on how railways are managing safety.
Every single time the TSB has indicated to us that there needs to be a change, we've made that change, and we'll continue at that pace.
Lac-Mégantic Mayor Colette Roy-Laroche hopes the federal government will implement the board's recommendations quickly. She says if money spent on rebuilding the town had instead gone toward preventive measures,
Les gens que nous avons perdus,
the people we lost would still be with us today. No reaction from the railway company so far, but Jean Cluzio says there's no use getting angry, even though he lost a daughter in the disaster.
it don't bring back Kathy for me and her sister.
Oil shipments by rail are expected to continue to grow at an exponential rate. The Transportation Safety Board wants more safeguards, but the TSB says no matter the safety rules, not everyone will comply. David?
Thanks very much, Thomas.